Hey everybody, I am sitting out here in my garden on my chair this morning. It's about 9:30 Saturday morning, and I just kind of was hanging out at the house, and I was thinking about getting out in the garden for a little bit today and moving a few things. But what I thought was, like I never get on here and just talk to y'all. And so I really wanted to just kind of sit for a second and have like a nice little chat and tell y'all some stuff that was like on my mind a little bit. So I just wanted to let y'all know like how much I think about y'all and how it's like important to me that y'all know kind of what's going on in my mind about this YouTube channel and about the garden and the house and things like that. And so one thing I really was thinking about was a couple of videos ago, I did a walkthrough and I showed y'all really basically the whole landscape and showed y'all a lot about what John has put in the ground and the design that he has been working on. And somebody, a really sweet friend here that comments quite a bit, just was really sweet about it, but said something that's been on my mind. And she said that she didn't want me to lose my passion for my own design, and she just was encouraging and saying that, you have a vision too, and wanted it to just wanted to convey to me that I did not need to lose my, confidence and passion in my ability to design a garden, my garden. And I totally appreciate that comment, and I know exactly where she was coming from. But one thing I wanted y'all to know without a doubt is I will never, ever, ever lose passion for designing and gardening and planting my own plants. And so that's something it's important to me that you guys all understand. It's, so, sometimes like when you drive around and you see landscapes that are very, very, perfect. And you can tell that a landscape company came in and they did it. Versus when you drive through a neighborhood and you see a house, like a little house, and it's got the most precious garden with so many details and so many interesting plants, and it's not perfect and it's unique. You can tell that a gardener lives there. You can tell that someone put a lot of love and time into that garden. And that to me is what is so special. When I see a home like that, I think, and it can be a house that's really not anything special. It doesn't even have to be any kind of fancy place. But when you know that someone lives there and they love plants and they love to garden, you can feel that love. In my garden, I will always want to have that kind of love for planting my own stuff. For 7-8 years now, I have been out in my own garden planting my own things and loved, maybe not every minute of it, because sometimes, when you're out there, you're like, oh my gosh, this is horrible. When is it going to end? Sometimes it is like that. But I've loved every minute of being able to like learn from mistakes, transplanting, seeing where things work and where they don't work. Like the whole process to me is so rewarding. And then when you stand back and when you see something that you think looks awesome, it is such a satisfying and rewarding feeling. So I don't want anybody out there to think that I will lose the desire to plant my own things. So what I really want y'all to understand is that when we moved in here about a year ago, I had been planting so many plants for a while. And I would look out at certain spaces here in this landscape and just think, it's such a different landscape from what the other place was. I had a small, tiny, enclosed little garden that it was a cottage home, so it was a cottage garden. And you know, in a cottage garden, you can't really make mistakes. I mean, it's like a conglomeration of all kinds of different plants and colors and textures, and so I felt a little bit more confident, I think, in that than I did to come out here into a brand new large landscape like this with a different style of home. And I would look out into the landscape, like out here to my left, over where all those hydrangeas are, right there by the golf course, and think, man, I just don't even really know where to start. And I had worked a ton of areas, as y'all know, and I'd put in a lot of plants, and a lot of it looked really good in my opinion. But I just kind of decided after a little bit of working really, really hard and having a little bit of issues with my back too on top of that, because I was trying to plant a tree when we had first moved in, and I pulled up a big shovel full of dirt. And after that, my lower back has been sore, and I've had a little bit of inflammation for like over a year because, of course, I didn't rest it. I kept on working, which y'all don't even have to tell me to be careful, because I have learned my lesson on that. So that was one reason I felt like I wanted to get John out here to help me, was because I've been doing all this by myself. Ryan will help me every now and then, but he'd rather be golfing, and when he's not golfing, he's working, or when, you know what I'm saying? Like, gardening is not his passion. And so John came in, and what I think he was able to do for me, which was so amazing, he was able to kind of let me rest a little bit and watch him, how he works in a landscape. Now, y'all need to know, John has owned his own nursery for 20 years. He is a garden landscape designer. So people call him, they hire him, he comes out to their home, he diagrams and sketches out a landscape, and you know, they pay him, and he has put in plants for people. He's done it for my mom, now he's done it for me and so many other people in the area. And so I was able to really watch him work and see how his brain thinks, and get I guess more like confident in how to lay out a design in a bigger area. And so it's funny because, like, I don't want anybody to think that I just was a sellout and was like, okay, having somebody professional come in and do this for me. But it's almost like if you had someone like Linda Vodder, who I think most of us all know and look up to so much for her garden design and her ability and her just vision. It's like, if she was to offer to come over to your house and lay out your foundational garden for you in a new home, I would definitely be one to be like, yeah, please, 100%, please do that for me. Because I'm not going to sit here on this channel and think and act like I've got this whole thing figured out, because I don't. And I've said before in videos, like, I'm not doing this because I feel like I'm some superior gardener. I'm doing this because this is my passion. Gardening is my passion. Plants are my passion. That's why I'm doing this. And maybe because I'm a little bit crazy and decided I'll start a YouTube channel a year or so ago. So don't anybody get it wrong and think that I'm some amazing gardener. So anyway, I needed help. Another thing I was wanting to talk about was that, like, I just want y'all to know who I am. Excuse me. I'm not somebody who is really into doing all kinds of different kind of videos about all these different things, like making bouquets, making Christmas wreaths. Like, doing the house decorating video was not even my passion. Like, I like to decorate the house. That was fun, and I like the way it looks, and I'm very thankful that I was able to do that. But my passion is out here. I'm not going to be one of these people who has a YouTube channel who has how to decorate a wreath or how to design a bouquet, because that's not that's just not my passion. So I have honestly kind of quit watching a whole lot of videos on YouTube because I think, and it's fine, whatever anybody wants to do. I mean, whatever, it's fine. I don't have any kind of problem with somebody who wants to do all kinds of different things on their channel. It's their channel. But I've stopped watching as many YouTube gardening channels because I find that a lot of them have veered off into different directions when all I really want to see are plants. That's just my personal opinion. Like, I get more excited about somebody getting in the dirt and planting something and then showing me what the new design looks like, what the new plant looks like. For me, that's the most exciting. So that's what I do on this channel. And so I just really wanted to make sure everybody understood that I'm not stopping doing that. I've taken a hiatus, but I'm now actually looking around the garden and seeing things that I already want to maybe move or adjust. But what I feel like John was able to do for me was give me a basic layout and how to layer things, how to layer plants. And rather than looking at this whole big landscape right here as lots of different sections, which that was my tendency to do, was to think about different rooms and try to decorate. I almost said decorate different rooms, which it is kind of like that in the garden. But instead of thinking of it like a bunch of different sections, to be able to look at this landscape as a whole, that was how he was able to teach me. But I was thinking about just keeping on doing videos maybe all throughout the winter, because as you can see behind me, all these pots that are back here, that's a lot of plants that I still have to get in the ground. And I mean, I'll probably do that throughout the winter. I noticed last winter that the viewership really took a decrease. And I'm thinking, I don't know exactly what the reasons for that was, but it could be that people are not as interested in gardening during the cold months, and that makes sense. Like, you're not gonna watch as many YouTube videos on gardening when it's 30 degrees outside. But for anybody who is interested, I will probably just continue to put up videos and really start trying to put up videos more often, possibly once a week or so, because I was doing that for a little while, but it kind of trailed off. And now I feel like the house is decorated. The garden has sort of a more, like, I can sort of feel less behind the 8 ball now in the garden. So now I can get out and I can actually garden versus landscape. And if that makes sense. So if y'all are interested, let me know, and I'll try to keep on putting up videos and try to do more of them. So I just wanted y'all to know where I am right now. And I really hope that y'all get where I'm coming from. Y'all are so nice and so sweet to me and have the nicest things to say. Most everybody. I do get a negative comment every now and then, but that's fine. Whatever. So anyway, all right, I just wanted to talk to y'all for a little bit today, and I hope everybody has a good weekend, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye.